Hi, I'm Dr. Chad Larson. Did you know that just adding a little bit of fresh avocado with your meal helps to significantly increase your meal satisfaction and decrease your hunger? This is a really cool study that was done, just published recently in a peer-reviewed scientific journal called Nutrients, and the researchers were out of the Illinois Institute of Technology. And what they did is they took a group of overweight and obese adults, and they basically just switched out the carbohydrate in the meal. Think of like, potatoes or rice or bread or something like that. And they put in about a half a fresh avocado. And then they monitored their sort of meal satisfaction and hunger over the next 6 hours. And they found some really interesting results. What they found is that just by switching out the carbohydrate and replacing it with avocado, that they had a significant increase in their meal satisfaction, and along with that, a significant decrease in their hunger. And so this is something that we really need to understand as overweight and obesity continue to climb and climb and climb. We have to understand what controls appetite and also what controls insulin. And the findings of this study actually addressed both of those things. And here's the reason why. Because avocado has some really great natural healthy fats in it. And we know that fats are very satiating part of the meal. It kind of satisfies us, kind of gives us a sense of fullness. And at the same time, it also has fiber in it, which does the same thing. So this is a great substitute for carbohydrates using fresh avocado because of the high fiber content and the high fat content. And this is good, healthy, natural fat. So I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, we're having fat. More fat in the meal is going to make us more fat. No, that's been completely disproven. And actually, this study really helped to support that whole concept that a lower carb and a higher fat meal or diet helps to increase fat burning. And here's a couple reasons why. Because as the carbohydrate is taken out and replaced by a higher fat food like avocado, what happens is there's a net kind of decrease of insulin. And we know that insulin is one of the gatekeepers of what we call fuel partitioning. Are you in a state of burning fat, or are you in a state of storing fat? And insulin is kind of one of the key gatekeepers. And we know that having a meal like this, if you take out the carbohydrate, which is more insulin generating, and you replace it with avocado, then you have a net decrease of insulin. If you have a net decrease of insulin, it's insulin that largely controls your appetite. So the higher your insulin, the more hungry you're going to be, and you're going to want to eat more food. Because remember, as we talked about in past episodes, that insulin, you can't override what these hormones are doing with our brain. And you can kind of white knuckle it for a little while, but you're going to lose, and nature's going to win. And the hormones are going to kind of dictate your actions and your mood and your behavior. And so we really have to get control of the hormones, with insulin being kind of right at the top of the pyramid of the hormones that really control our hunger and therefore our appetite and our fat accumulation and also our fat burning. So this very, very simple thing that they did. So for those of you who might want to start burning some fat, getting ready for summer, you're gonna have your shirt off more often, you just want to start making little changes, this is a fantastic little change to make. So instead of having some pasta or some bread or some potatoes or rice with your steak and salad, have a half avocado. And that avocado is going to give you a great source of fat. It's going to have some really good fiber in it, plus it just tastes good, and that'll decrease your appetite and it'll increase your meal satisfaction. So this is a great way to kind of start that process. So this was an interesting study that was published in the scientific journal Nutrients, and it was just published a few days ago. So I'll keep reading you the information, reading the studies, bringing you the information, and I hope it helps. Until next time, keep it real.